Hey Cole, welcome to your second swing analysis video. Um, I don't think you had a chance to look at your first one where I compare you to a pro. So while you're in here looking at this, please go back and look at that one too, because there's a lot of really good information in there. Anyway, let's get started. This is your current swing on the right, the one from just this past Saturday, and the one on the left, of course, is the first set of videos we took. Anyway, couple things I'm going to dive right into. If you remember, we talked about the knuckle alignment thing where when you started out that first day you were trying to do the knuckles. Somebody had showed you that at some point. I know a lot of coaches um, teach that, but I'm going to just put it bluntly, it's bad. It's wrong. It's a bad thing to do. Anytime you're lined up like that with your knuckles together, it impedes your swing totally. It makes it feel so unnatural. Not that you're doing that here, but I want you to be aware of something. It is creeping a little bit towards it, like over here. You can see, and that's your old swing, granted. It's a little better on this side. Your knuckles aren't getting as nearly aligned, but that's a habit that's ingrained. And I think with what we go through here and as we go forward, you'll start to feel how unnatural that feels when you make a couple of more adjustments. So anyway, let's go forward. The elbow up thing, that's another thing that you've probably been taught. I would lose that, and I'm going to show you why. It's much more relaxed. Your body is much more ready to fire naturally in a relaxed position. You ever heard that a relaxed muscle is the fastest muscle? Well, that's a fact. So when you do that with your elbow, what it does is it causes tension in your upper body. You want absolutely the least amount of tension in your swing as you can possibly have. And what it also does, if you notice, it tends to automatically pull you this way. When that elbow comes up, it kind of pulls the body down this way to start with. And if you think about it, if you stand up and do this right now, just, on your own, practicing it, standing there, you'll notice too, when you go to flare that elbow, it pulls you down, like I said, and it makes your knuckles want to go in that unnatural position. It kind of causes that to creep in automatically. So if you try that, like I said, standing here now, flare your elbow up. Feel what it does with your knuckle alignment. It wants to draw them into that position. So I would probably go ahead and try to lose that. Just stay super relaxed, and I'll show you another reason why. Okay, let's go back to your old video on the left. You cleaned it up a little bit this time, but it's still there, and what it's called is a hitch. Notice that when this ball's on the way in, rather than concentrating on your step forward and your hip fire and all that, the first thing you're trying to do is get that elbow back down to a natural position. See, that's wasted motion. If you just started tall and relaxed without that elbow flared, you wouldn't need that little hitch. That little hitch is costing you a fraction of a second, which is the difference between being able to catch up with this pitch and having it blow past you. I know you can't see the ball because there you can see it. See, you're late. The ball, if you notice, the ball is already past you by the time you get there because you're just a little bit tardy to the strike zone, and it's strictly because of that move right there. Now picture this. If you were standing up tall, you would not have to do that hitch. You could just step forward and start unloading with your hips towards the pitcher. That would make that unnecessary. Let's go over to the right. You can see that? That's your first move. That's a speed killer right there. I would rather see you start standing as tall as you can, knuckles in a very natural position like we talked about, and that elbow down, just laying on your shoulder, ready to spring into action with no tension applied to it like it is with the elbow there. See that little hitch? There it is. Hitch. Makes you slow down, makes your legs stay wide like they are like this. What I would like to see you do, again, we talked about this, is by this point, this leg should be well on it should be already in the ground, bang, you should be twisting hard at this point. By the time you get to there, you should be twisting hard with that belt buckle. You can see that that's happening late. And then you'll notice that you have a very, very hard time of ever getting that leg straight. That should be somewhat bent a little bit, but already by the time the ball's on the way, right there, you should be pouring into that ball with your belt buckle, and that would, if you were standing up straight, that would cause that knee to automatically flex out. See how it never really happens? So everything is getting pulled with the combination of that elbow and the lack of belt drive is causing everything always to be pulled in this direction. When you're a right-handed batter and you get pulled in that direction, it's going to cause lateness. You're going to miss a lot of balls that are going to blow past you. So anyway, these things are an easy fix. Like I said, I would lose that elbow. I would just go relaxed and tall as you can. Get that foot going, get it into the ground. Boom, by that point you should already be firing. Look how much you have to crouch down. Crouch down. You don't want to have to do that. You want to let your arms extend to go down and get that ball, not your body. So those two things combined are causing you to be late right there. Hitch, squat, then you go, and the ball's already passed. You can hardly see it because of the blur, but it's already past you. So clean those two things up, and I guarantee you're going to be right on it.